Hey, this is Pete here with the Small Business Resource Center and the Small Business Resource Center YouTube channel. Um, we're a 501c3 nonprofit. The Small Business Resource Center original focus was actually to try to build up business, uh, get grants, and try to help improve the community with a live, work, play type environment. Also, I was trying to create an app, but I found a lot of challenges. Um, and now we're actually focused on trying to do a senior housing project. But I wanted to make this video to explain something that I saw that I thought was kind of important. Keep in mind, this is not a political channel. We're not telling you to vote for anyone or anything like that. But what I did see something was an event that I personally attended, of course, in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, was Elon Musk's town hall. Uh, they have a PAC called American PAC, and they support free speech, the right to bear arms, and among other things. So if you're not familiar, I wanted to show you that they do have something really nice. All you have to do is sign up for this, and you get a chance to win $1 million a day. This person, I saw them win yesterday, Judy. So I'm going to play the video so you can see this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my opinion on some of the things I heard, which I think can help America. And keep in mind, this is not telling you to vote for one or the other person, support one or the other person, but I'm going to give you my opinion and a lot of things. This is Judy's story from Pennsylvania. She won $1 million by supporting American PAC. Supporting American PAC does not mean giving them money. It just means signing the petition. And I will put a link in the description. Let's see what she said.
I think free speech is the bedrock of our nation. So I signed the petition in a heartbeat. I was born in poverty and a broken home. And this country gave me my family and also my guiding principles of faith, family, and freedom. So I voted, did my part, and I can just sit back and encourage others to vote. I'm still in shock. My kids would be very, very excited for me. All they wanted was a picture with him, but I think this is more than a picture. I signed the petition, and everybody in Pennsylvania should also sign the petition. Go and vote early.
So pretty interesting just to see what happened. She, of course, didn't pay any money. I'm pretty sure she didn't even have to go to the event to win. It doesn't say that anywhere, or at least I didn't read the fine print saying that. But when we're looking at some of the issues with American PAC and they're supporting free speech, sometimes I'm looking at all these issues because I did see an interview with Don Lemon and Elon Musk a while ago, and in my opinion of that, Don Lemon is in favor of censoring people, and he says he's in favor of free speech. But if you're censoring people who are just giving you their opinion, are you really in favor of free speech? Or they're censoring stuff they think is shouldn't be said. You're not allowing free speech. Now, of course, saying that you believe in free speech doesn't mean you're going to allow people to make threats, say things that are potentially vulgar or harmful against another person, but it doesn't seem like that's what really happened. So my opinion is, well, quick and easy solutions for everything. And when we're looking at this, a lot of people don't know, but in Washington, D.C., there's the D.C. Human Rights Act. The D.C. Human Rights Act of 1977 prohibits discrimination based on political affiliation, employment, housing, and in other areas. I want to keep in mind that's really what we seem like they have when one person maybe posts or says something about a political party, they seem to get censored all over the place. And this is something that should not be done. But when you're on the other side, you can say all kinds of stuff, whether it's true or not true. And that seems to be all right. So, my opinion is why can we not expand the DC Human Rights Act of 1977 to every single United States? When it's in every single United States, it's very simple to then enforce these regulations on social media platforms, the news, and other places where free speech that's discriminating against political parties is happening, because everybody knows that it's happening all over the place. So that would be one. Of course, when you're looking at this, I did look it up, even though I was pretty sure I was right. No, the DC Human Rights Act of 1977 is not a similar law in any other state. So this is something that should be changed. And then it would be very easy to help enforce these type of regulations against platforms that refuse or do not want to, or they're basically censoring themselves however they feel and saying, well, we have the right to. Well, the thing is, you're stifling one person's honest opinion and sometimes the truth because you don't like it. Well, that's shouldn't be right. So let's get past that. But now that you understand that, the other thing we're looking at is we're trying to save taxpayers and the government money. And this project right here, Harmony Senior Housing, basically, I've been on a mission, I did mention this before, to try to create affordable senior housing. When I first proposed this project, I just want to say that I came up with a budget around 20 to 25 million. When I brought that budget to the government said, well, this is a great project, but you can't do this for this cost. And I said, well, what do you mean? This is estimates that I've been gathering and talking to people about. And they said, well, with prevailing wage, a project like this needs to be probably a million, or excuse me, minimum 30 million, and it could go all the way up to 60 million. And I was like, are you kidding me? Well, here's the problem that I see in government and can save a lot of money. So this is something for Trump if he wins, or maybe it's for Kamala. But every state seems to have these grant and prevailing wage regulations. So when you're looking at the prevailing wage regulations, they claim it levels a playing field for contractors on bids because they have to pay a certain amount of fee. But the problem that you have is when you have, like I mentioned, competitive bids, you allow people to do a job for what they're considering a fair price and still getting the job complete. So let's look at that. If we could complete a project like this for 25 million and make 244 affordable senior apartments versus 40, 50, or 60, how many more projects could we get done? Many. The other thing that we have to look at is, okay, if we're not going to get more projects done, say we can get 2 to 3 more projects done if we competitively bid, we would save the government a lot of money. So there's two things we're trying to accomplish. One, we need to save money as far as the government's concerned, and two, we need to um, get more projects done. We'll be able to accomplish both if they get rid of prevailing wage requirements for grants. The other thing is we have to address the issue of grants and how they're being paid out, because a lot of times I believe they're not being paid out fairly. These grants are basically put into situations where they're being filtered towards certain people, certain organizations, and there's no competitiveness and no fairness. When you're looking at a project that's trying to build 244 houses, but for some reason the government's focusing on another project in the community with 40, who seems to be green lighted all the time when a larger project does not get return phone calls, does not get return emails, when other people are asking, like the government, what about this other, is there any other projects? And the local government says no, when clearly there is a much bigger and probably more important project and probably would make a bigger impact. There needs to be oversight with grants, how they're given out, as well as the approval process of grants. And when grants are given, if a grant is given, let's just say there's a grant for 20 million and they do not finish the project, or another grant for 5 billion and they do not finish the project. There needs to be an entity that investigates why these grants are not being completed, and every single person, township, municipality has to have some type of performance bond in place. If they get a grant and they cannot complete it with the amount of money they're given, and the oversight committee shows that this person may have done something wrong, you can't be 100% wrong in your budget. If you are, you should never be getting a grant again in your life. And all the people who approve the grant also need to be investigated. It doesn't matter who they are. Performance bonds can be set when people get a grant, townships or whatever, and if necessary, that could be included in the grant funding. But if necessary, the bond needs to protect the government and whoever is putting resources into this, because there's no project that should be done. You have governments and entities who are working on projects, they get a grant, they don't finish the project, now they want a grant for something else. I mean, are you kidding me? There's government waste, and we can do more projects. We also can save the money, save the government money by these couple little steps here. Um, Actually, I could go on for hours on how things could be fixed. But let's just start here. What do you guys think about the American PAC? Comment below. Keep in mind, prevailing wage does not mean we're not paying people or a company what they deserve. We're just paying competitively to allow companies to decide what they want to do. And if anyone's saying, hey, I'm looking for a charity this year to support Harmony Senior Housing, we're working on creating a bunch of senior housing units in Reading, Pennsylvania. I'm going to put a link below, but let's focus on what's important right now. And that's everybody's right to vote. Whether you're in favor of free speech or not, the right to bear arms, that's your choice. If you are in favor, there'll be a link to American PAC. There will also be a link to Harmony Senior Housing if anyone's curious about that. Thank you very much. Have a great day.